episode is brought to you by GameFound. Create a free pledge manager for your project.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Hi.
I'm Mike Delisio.
Welcome to the shortest crowdsurfing we will probably do this year. It's just the way things work out.
Right.
Each week we talk about projects ending in the next 10 days. I know there's a lot of stuff on Kickstarter right now because it all got launched last week.
Yes, but they're not ending
right.
soon.
There will be more. There will be meeples.
There will be blood.
Well, that's you who's saying that.
I drink your milkshake.
Yeah,
all right.
Sure.
Anywho, so we have a few projects we're going to take a look at here and give you our thoughts on them. But before we do so, let's jump over to Colorado.
Wow.
It's been a while.
It's chilly this time of year in Colorado, Tom.
It's chilly here in Florida. It was like 69 degrees this morning.
Brr.
It's been lower than that in the mornings. Yeah, I love it.
Let's go to Mark.
Hey folks, welcome back to our Dice Tower preview recap. I'm Mark, and today we're going to be adorning our shields. We're going to be puzzling it out. We're going to be going on another dungeon crawl and teaming up to battle epic creatures. All right, let's get to it. And first up, we have Bad Karmas and the Curse of the Zodiac. Now, in this game, you're using the Tabaru system, for those who may remember this, but it uses an active board. The board tracks the movement of all your figures. You've even got dice that you roll that the different smart devices you're using with apps will track that as well. And in this one, it is simply a battler. You're going after the Zodiac, the giant creatures, all of you teaming up to battle them. And the thing with this system is that it uses, like I said, smart devices, tracking movement and so forth, and also to tell the story. There's some rich story here, but it really is at its heart a battler. And of course, the technology here is something fairly impressive. You know, they're still working on the software and so forth, but it really had this rich storytelling to it, like I said, and the fact that you really can manage everything. And what I really liked, you didn't have to read a stitch of rules. You could jump into the game and start playing right away. And next up, we have Puzzle Strike 2. Now, this is a deck builder, and you're really using your deck to maneuver gems off your board onto your super abilities and charge them up, but mostly to move them off your board to affect others, so they get an influx of gems and hopefully they bust, losing the game. So the mechanics here are pretty straightforward, but where the fun comes in is how you puzzle things out and move those gems around, and who has the wand to be the ultimate power at the table. And next up we have Skytear Horde. This is waves of endless monsters coming at you and your fellow players. It does have solo mode, which works really well, but you're in lanes, you're fighting these monsters, you're trying to break down their gates and destroy the boss before they destroy your castle. And there's minions you have to contest with. These minions will reduce your resources to nothing, meaning they will remove cards from your deck. Now, unlike other games, you won't be drawing cards every round. Instead, you only draw cards or more resources when you win battles. And next up we have Blazon. Blazon is all about decking out your shield, so to say. Blazon the shield so you can get the most prestige. You're trying to place cards and trying to fill up your shield before all the other players and get the maximum points. Now it sounds pretty straightforward, sounds pretty easy, but it is a bit of a puzzler for sure as you place those cards out. And hurry, there you just get this sense of racing as you're trying to beat out your fellow players for finishing off your shield first. And lastly, we have Guardians of Fire. Now this is your dungeon crawl. It is a D&D experience, so to say. In a board game, you have one player versus many, the darkness versus the light. And the darkness player kind of runs the narrative in the game. But what I like about this game is how actions work. You're pulling actions from a bag, you're pushing your luck, because if you pull the darkness token, it will bolster your enemy. So you have to decide how you want to deal with that. But the thing is that it is that standard fray. You're going through an adventure, you're going through the scenario, you're moving around, you're exploring, you're dealing with enemies and so forth. But they've done some neat things here in how the card play works, how the spells work, and so forth. So give this one a closer look. All right, so for my pick of the week, I really like several of these games. I know I say that a lot, but I really enjoyed the storytelling, and multiple, like Bad Karmas and Guardians, really done well for sure. But I'm giving it for Skytear Horde. I really like this battler. How it works, how you deal with resources, how you have to manage your cards and deal with minions as they come in the lanes and destroy them, and also go through the gates to get to the boss. The boss is so big, it takes up 2 lanes, 2 cards come together. Really a fun game, and I played it multiple times, even solo. Lots of different decks, lots of heroes you could tap into, and so forth. So definitely give this one a closer look. All right, folks, if any of these games look like they might be of interest to you, please go check out our full previews. And if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Mark is straight unfazed.
Getting ready to leap, that creature.
I know. I was concerned there at the end it was going to come right at us.
Yeah.
All right, folks. We have 7 board game projects, and I'm using board game loosely on 2 of them.
Okay.
Here we go.
What do we got?
Pierre. Now, this is such an odd cover to me.
Yes.
Like, is that Franklin Del Roosevelt?
Chris thinks it's Dom DeLuise.
No,
It looks like Dom DeLuise.
Dom DeLuise on the left. I'm talking about the guy on the right.
On the right.
That's the gentleman who
You mean-
discovered champagne.
Champagne.
And the second guy looks like he's from 2020.
It's an
I
odd...
think that's which one?
The
There's
young-
a lady in between them, right?
Right.
I think. I don't know. It's an odd look. You know what, though? It's not bad art, actually.
No,
it's a good
not.
drawing.
It's not.
All right, well, let's move
It looks
on.
like the artwork from, remember that old game To Court the King?
Yes.
It does look like
It
that.
looks like that.
It very
just
much
like
does.
that.
And the board looks like what?
Viticulture.
Indeed it
100%.
does.
Same theme, and unfortunately a very similar look.
Yes.
Although doesn't that look like a roll and move board too?
Yeah,
I think it's a victory point path.
It's
thing.
probably tracks, right? Yeah.
Look, I do like the look of this long glass.
That long, that
bubbly?
flute of champagne. That's a flute.
Yeah, Tom. This is also a musical themed game.
Yes. So this is Dom Perignon, right? The famous champagne Dom Perignon was
Yes.
based on. It was built off of this
Yeah,
person,
I don't know
so-
how this game is not going to get compared to viticulture. Harvest your grapes.
It's going to get compared.
Activate your presses.
Yeah, I mean-
upgrade your vineyard. Profit from your work.
But here's the thing. I doubt they're going to necessarily lean away from that. I mean, viticulture is a very highly respected game, and a lot of people still enjoy it. I still enjoy it.
And if it's a game about making wine or champagne in this
Right.
case, what are you gonna do?
No,
Right,
I
you
get
know what
that.
I mean?
I'm
They're-
just saying it's going to be compared because it looks similar too.
It does. It,
It
really does.
But to be fair, that can count all the wine games on one hand, maybe
Sure.
two.
Sure.
And no one seems to bat an eye out there when
Squishy
you
grapes.
put out
I like that.
another
actually.
worker placement game with a demon on the cover. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So,
No, sure. I get. Again, it's hard to explain. I'm not saying this thing as a negative. I'm saying it as a.
Right.
Oh man, you're going to
will
be
happen.
compared.
I'm still waiting for my demon on the cover brewing some
yes.
or maybe like making coffee.
Sure. Demon
Yeah.
coffee.
Well, it's doing okay. R&R does not put most of their games on Kickstarter. They're actually mostly known for party games, and they do the occasional collaboration with Hook to make a bigger Euro game.
Yeah.
Sometimes it comes out of nowhere because that's the kind of games they like playing.
So yeah, because it shows that this is only their second.
Kickstarter. This doesn't
Yeah.
say Hook on it. I don't know.
This might just be them, yeah.
Could be.
But
yeah.
what's his other company in the corner? I can't see it.
Oh yeah, I cannot see that.
It has a meteorite
A meteor
landing there.
I don't know. Yeah. It looks neat. I like
Yeah.
the look of this one, I have to say. I'd be happy to try this out. I like the theme. I like the setting and what's going on.
That's true.
It's not... It looks brown and green. I mean, it's got all the earth tones because, again,
Sure.
that's what you're doing, and it is cultivating. But, yeah.
Jay asked, what about the Dice Tower Kickstarter? We appreciate that. But
Yes, yes.
We're not going to keep talking about a Kickstarter all the time anyway.
But please support our Kickstarter.
Rampart, budget-friendly wargaming terrain. Now, this one's doing very well.
We had a similar type of project for 40K specifically last week. This is wargaming, so similar, type of a thing.
You can put different pieces of terrain together, just clicking them together, right?
Yeah.
This is the one where you can click them.
Yeah, but this is a little bit more work. The other one was kind of
It
a
was
pop-up
cardboard,
paper,
right?
I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
This one here, you actually got to cut them off the sprues.
Right.
And obviously paint them.
Yeah.
I would prefer, I mean, in the long run, this is better.
You think?
Well, yeah, because, I mean, it looks better, it's easier,
okay.
the paper stuff can get ruined.
Sure.
But in the short run, I'd rather have the paper stuff. That being said, this $59 for that much terrain is mind-blowingly cheap compared to the same cost of that much plastic. Like if you bought Games Workshop official terrain stuff,
Oh my gosh.
and 59 euros.
Okay.
It's 59 euros for 2 of those walls.
You're not getting a barrel for 59 euros for Games Workshop
It's a
stuff.
slight exaggeration, but not that big.
Not too much, yeah. And obviously, I think this is still going to lend to being painted, and that's going to give it its best look. I think if you left it unpainted, it's probably not going to be as good as the cardboard that is pre-printed in color. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But also, being able to punch it in like this makes it easy to change things around. When I used to play miniature games, you have like this fort or whatever, and you're like, well, guess we're attacking this fort again.
Because the whole thing is one big unit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that magnet thing is pretty slick, too. Anytime you can incorporate magnets, I'm all in.
Do it.
I think this is neat. I mean, if you are someone who likes painting minis and you're looking for a bit of a change of pace, getting your own terrain, cutting it out of the sprues, and building it, and painting it, that's kind of a neat idea to paint your own terrain instead of people, or creatures.
Yeah. And this is actually from an Archon Studios. They've done Load and
Right.
They don't have the best of reputations,
For board
but
games,
59 euros, I'm pretty impressed. I'm not going to get it because I don't play enough of these, but they have 3 different sets for 59.
Yeah.
Can you combine them all?
You do whatever you want once you give them the money.
4 different sets for 59. Let me look on the side here at the pledges. 99 euros to get a terrain set plus extra stuff. Where's the biggest set here? 349 for 4 different ones.
Wow.
That's again 350 is no small.
Yeah, and each one of those sets have hundreds of pieces, so
That
that's
is
a lot
of stuff. 94 people back that one.
Yeah, I believe that.
Skytear Horde.
Skytear, right?
Did I say tier?
You did.
Yes.
Well, I was weeping a bit.
That's called rain, Skytears. Mark covered this, right? In just a moment ago.
Yes, this is for 1 to 3 players.
Do we have a super chat we haven't mentioned, or?
No, we did, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Jay.
Yeah, Jay.
Thank you, Jay.
1 to 3 players is a rare thing. What else has Skytear made? I think, well, besides the game Skytear. Skytear.
That's it, right?
Wait a minute. Did I play this game? I messed with this. I could not get into this game.
It's a MOBA type thing.
That's
right?
that's it. Right.
And the rules, I just couldn't figure out how to play it.
Yeah, this looks like
this is not a MOBA anymore. This is a different game. This is a tower defense one.
Yes, like a
MOBA is like the fighting head-to-head lanes thing, right?
Right.
So this one's a tower defense thing where you got the incoming baddies and you're building up defenses.
Sure.
To keep them out, to fight them off. I like the artwork. I think the graphic design, the card layout, and the artwork looks very modern.
It does.
They're nailing that. They're making the game look very modern, very now.
Yep.
I'm not feeling it particularly. I could see myself trying this out if somebody brought it to the table, though, and said, hey, try this out with me. I like this game. Be like, all right, yeah, it looks vibrant. It looks like it could be fun.
Yeah.
But it's not hooking me personally. And I don't have any connection to the Skytear.
Yeah, I don't
previous,
I don't either. I like the art a lot, though.
Yeah, I do like the look of it. This is one I would definitely play, but I don't know that I'm going to seek it out necessarily. But I do like the look of it.
I think stuff like this, it says the essence of Skytear Horde is its 4 Horde and 4 Alliance pre-made decks. Really? You're using Horde and Alliance?
Yeah,
that's kind of literally what the guys from World of Warcraft are called.
Yes.
That's kind of crazy, huh?
That's odd to me. Those words are also very generic words.
They are,
but WoW is huge.
I don't think it was. I don't think that was unintentional. I think that was very intentional.
This doesn't look that complex, though, which I think brings me in on it, right?
Yeah, that's the thing that I think I'm most encouraged by is it doesn't look like it's super
I also like
involved.
The 8 different decks. All right, Mike, pick one. So you can pick the
Shapeshifters. Here we go. Shapeshifters.
The Tiger Followers. I don't know. Taulat. The Cats.
Okay, keep going.
The Kurumo Warriors. The Ninjas.
Yep.
Yeah.
the Neptune Illusionist.
Okay.
The Grey Elf Horde.
Okay.
I'm kind of leaning towards that because I like giant
I'm choosing
stuff.
first. You're giving me first choice.
All right, fine. The Kano Horde.
Uh-huh.
Kano wins.
The Zotlin Horde.
Uh-huh.
Was that Godzilla?
Oh.
It's like some sort
Looks
of
a little,
lizard.
big lizard.
A little
Okay.
kaiju-y, yeah.
The Utsesh Horde.
Utsesh Horde, yes. Okay.
Is that a double card? Ooh, I like double cards.
I'm going with
hardworking.
shapeshifters right off the bat. I love the idea
I
of
do
shapeshifters.
like those decks. Look fun. They got great artwork in this game. I don't know. I'm kind of I'm slightly more tempted looking at all the different decks.
Miniatures add-on.
I'm gonna go with the ninjas one, by the way.
Okay.
That's my pick.
All right.
Ninjas versus shapeshifters versus whatever trash you come with.
Monsters.
All right, this
probably
next
giant
particular game Mike has no
donkeys or
interest in. Viscounts, Gates of Gold, and Keeper of Keys. So it's a double expansion.
Along with
Double?
a box to carry everything in, which drives you crazy. I don't care.
These are both for the same game.
Yes.
No, look, it actually doesn't drive me that crazy.
Yeah.
I laugh about it, but honestly, I'm glad they make these boxes.
Yeah, I've got the big box for Raiders and both expansions. I've got the big box for Paladins and its expansion.
What? Is that out?
It just delivered on Kickstarter, yeah. And
If there's something for these games, Mike's got it. Just assume that.
pretty
That's
much
true.
Pretty
but I'm
much.
thinking I should put that in the library, actually, the Paladins
He
one.
knows. You know where he
Yeah.
lives.
That's true.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Okay,
so look,
I need you to
I
calm.
like Viscounts much more than you do. I'm not.
I like it, okay? I don't want it to sound like I don't like
know,
it. I gave
know.
it a 7.
Yeah. No, I like it much more than a 7, but well, not much more. It's not a 10 for me by any means, but I do like Viscounts, and I'm excited to see where they go with it. And I actually do like that they're saying these are the 2 expansions. That's it.
Yeah.
You know
No,
what
that's
I mean?
reasonable. Shem Phelps does a good job. I found that the expansions for his games are often, I'm like, that's cool. And then I go back and play the original game.
Except for Raiders, yeah.
Except for Raiders, right.
Yeah. I will say I love the way that Garfield does their Kickstarters, which is basically they say, look, there's
That's a cool
nothing
box,
exclusive
though.
here. Nothing exclusive here. Back here if you want to, or wait till retail if you want to. We're fine either way.
Mike, I'm not
They
seeing a
don't do-
quote by you here anywhere.
I haven't played any of these, Tom. I haven't.
I know, but I'm not seeing a quote from you about Viscounts like, this is the greatest game.
That's a good point. Anyway, it is a very good game. Viscounts is a very, very good game, and I'm looking forward to checking these out as well.
That'd be great if that quote, like, literally scroll back up
Start-
and now
typed
it
in
says
right now.
there. It says it.
All right.
They're editing
I
on
like
the
it,
fly.
and I'm looking forward to playing these too as well. It'd be like, oh my
There
goodness.
we go. Let's make it happen.
Guardians of Fire.
Yeah.
A strategically challenging, deeply compelling combat exploration board game for 1 to 5 players, set in mythological ancient Persia, which I don't actually mind that setting.
No, that's cool.
mythological ancient
I like
Persia.
that font. I like the logo. And I like that they picked a place, and even though it is mythological, they're being a little more specific than just beasties, you know.
Yeah.
This looks like a pretty big epic game. Yes, on the one hand, I'm
This guy
getting...
escaped from Blood Rage, though, or I mean, no, from Rising Sun. He had with all
Yeah.
those skulls. He
There's a bit
saw
of
them.
that.
He's like, I'll up that.
Right.
On the one hand, I'm getting all those same vibes of generic fantasy monsters. You're making a big miniatures game that is kind of like every other big miniatures game on Kickstarter. That's one hand. On the other hand, I like the look of this. I like the creatures. I like what's going on. I like those boards. Yes, there's a billion bits. That seems to
Yeah.
be the default mode. That's kind of cool. I like the Persian thing, you know?
Yeah.
By the way, I've noticed this whole choose characters, take it. If you have fewer players, divide the characters evenly among players. This is becoming a more and more common rule in games.
It is, yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't either, because I'm not saying anything about this game specifically, but I do wonder if that's because we don't
easier to
want to take the
balance.
time to balance it for
Well,
different player
I-
counts.
You have
gotta
to
be-
change some things.
Something in setup,
You have to
right?
change input.
Right.
Like this monster needs to be half as weak.
Right.
So what? Do they print that monster 4 times for every player count? Or do we just run 4 characters no matter how many people are at the table?
The only weird thing about having the 4 characters is when you play with 3 people.
Right.
Then I'm like, oh, who's going to play as much as the other 2 of us?
Yeah.
It's an odd. I find that odd.
I guess so, yeah.
It's not a huge deal. I just thought about that there.
It is something I'm seeing more often. You're right.
I don't love it. I don't
Yeah,
love it
it's not
either
my
because I
favorite.
like to run one character ideally, and that's me. That's who I am. I can get into that.
Right.
Comes with soundtracks.
Does it have 8 tracks?
Okay. Dice 51, UFO themed metal dice and enamel pins. This is making $15,000.
It is.
This is from Foam Brain, who has made some pins for us in the past at Gen Con one year.
Oh, is that right?
And also that really big giant red die, the one that looks like a Christmas ball that you were afraid I was going to kill someone with, I also got from them.
Gotcha. Okay.
I like some of their dice, not all of them, and I like some of their pins, not all of them. In this particular setting, not all of them.
Yeah, they're very. I know it's kind of become a joke, but garish is a word that comes to mind. These are very, very.
I don't even hate these shapes. I think the shapes are cool. I don't know that I love the color combos.
I don't love
the emerald ones. Look pretty good. Keep going.
You mean these ones, the Emerald Meteor Shower?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Those and the blue ones don't look too bad either. The copperlit space, they're the same
I think
kind
the
of.
gold. I mean, it looks golden to me. I don't know if that's on purpose or it just happens to look that way. But the gold and the green, that's a sharp look together. The emerald and gold.
But I'll be clear about the enamel pins. Don't like these.
Okay.
I don't know why. This art style feels like
it looks a little cheap to me, I hate
teenager
to say,
back of the notebook and school art style.
I guess so. There's something about it. I don't know if I would say it's that look, but it maybe like Goosebumps kind of cover is sort of what I'm thinking of. It's got that look of like, young adult novels.
I
like the 90s.
Yeah, you're right. I do like a lot of. Again, I like a lot of stuff Foam Brain Games does. So there's that. But this particular one isn't really grabbing me.
Nah, it's not doing a lot for me.
Mike, do you have a CCG collection or TCG?
Oh my
I
gosh!
guess.
I mean, do I?
You don't.
No, I do not.
But let's say you did. You can now grade your cards.
Oh! All right, I'm in.
This is kind of interesting for me and a thing that I would never do it, but I'm interested in the concept.
I mean,
I've always been kind of mind-boggled when someone's like, "It's a 9.5." I was like, "Oh, I always used to say mint, good, used."
Mint, near mint.
Yeah.
Which is really, what's that mean? But yeah.
You see these types of things at conventions or at,
we went to Gen Con. We saw all those really rare cards and they had them all marked
just
like 9.5. Like, I don't know what that means.
Right. Also, it's like, who determines it? Is there like a regulated body, and you know what I mean? So
yeah, it's like a 9.5 for these guys, a 9.5 for everybody who does this.
And this is not inconsequential in the sense that some of these cards were going for 15 grand. I mean, so if I'm spending that kind of money for whatever, a card, a coin, whatever collectible it might be, I'd like to feel like I have something to prove that my investment actually has some.
I'd also like this card here. It's a 9.5.
Right.
I want to know, why is that not a 10? Because that looks like it came right out of the pack.
That's a pretty sharp Pikachu right there.
Yeah,
I don't know what the So this might be one of those types of things where they never give a 10.
Right. Maybe.
It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
But this is, I guess, if you're interested in it, this consistency that you would put on this. Again, it's not for us, but if I had some valuable cards.
That cost, man. $210 to have 5 of your cards graded and encased?
I'm assuming the value of these cards would better be 10 times that amount.
At least.
I just don't understand. You're paying a company. I don't know this company. Maybe they're a respected entity, but
it's their first
created, nothing backed. Maybe they're well known, and if so, I apologize. I don't know them.
Right, I don't either.
You're giving these people hundreds of dollars sometimes. You'll send them your cards. They'll grade them, encase them in plastic, and send them back to you? Is that the deal?
I think that's the idea, yes.
I don't know.
You better send me an ironclad contract that those cards are coming back.
That's right.
You know it, and you have to also believe that will raise the value. I don't know. I mean...
Also,
I don't know enough about this stuff.
If you were grading and encasing my cards, I'm hoping you're not like eating Doritos while you're doing it. That's all.
Okay,
look,
fine.
Well, how do I know?
They're not doing that, Mike. Come on now.
Okay, they're probably not.
Anyhow, again, this stuff fascinates me. It really does.
It is interesting.
I'm always fascinated. When I went at Gen Con, Cool Stuff and the other booths have those play mats in front of them.
Yeah.
Where it's like $1, $2.
Right.
They take these cards and they go.
Crazy, right?
And and I owe you $74, and the person's like, all right. I'm like, I don't know how all that went down. I know we talked to Cool Stuff back in the days about the behind the scenes and how they price cards. It's a whole economic subsystem.
World.
Yes,
It absolutely is.
And the person putting those where they go, they just know their stuff.
Yes.
You invest yourself enough into some topic, it probably seems weird to us to rattle off a game after another game talking about a topic.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
That's
Sure.
true.
They just dive in deep into Magic, man. I mean, and I'm sure they have like their Magic people, their Yu-Gi-Oh people,
Yeah.
their Pokemon people.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. All right.
I want to be a Skytear
That's all we got for games. So
That's it?
we're about to go on the cruise, Z.
Yeah.
So if you want to shave on the cruise,
Right.
get yourself this Stateroom Razor.
Oh.
Oh, well, otherwise I can't shave?
You want a straight razor on a cruise, I think, right?
Yeah, that's ideally what I want, especially when it's rocking.
That's right.
Actually,
Go back up and show the dude drinking coffee for no
Yeah,
good
this
reason.
is nice.
This is my favorite part.
Yeah, he doesn't have the pinky out, but otherwise.
He's just drinking coffee. I mean,
good.
why is this image in it?
Well, look, he's drinking it over while he's contemplating
Watching,
the
he's
beauty
like, I'm
of
going to
his.
shave today.
That's right. He's thinking about his
before
plan.
you use this razor, you have to prepare.
Right. It's like, okay, am I going to start with the left cheek? Am I going to go with the right cheek today? Am I going to go with an upward
How
motion
much
or
is
a
this?
downward motion?
35?
It's
35.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the kind of razor I use.
It's a safety
Yeah.
razor, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Z gifted me a safety razor.
He also gifted.
I gave each of you the two men that I work with. You each got one from me.
That's correct. That is correct.
No, but I've used it ever since. This is the only thing I use.
Yeah.
This is what I use as
It's
well.
a nice
so.
shave. It gives a nice shave.
You have used it?
I have used it.
Yes.
I know Tom uses it. I wasn't sure if you had gotten around to it or not. but-
Yeah, I tried it out, and it's pretty slick. It really is. I was a little bit afraid of it because
Yeah.
it's like, the idea of the blade
An actual
thing.
blade in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
A safety
But yeah.
razor should be fine. No, I do like it. This is fine. This is about what they go for, so I would just buy one. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
it
don't
comes
think-
with a little. It looks like it's on a boat.
yeah, that seems like it's
It's the
going to get
nautical thing, yeah.
Well,
that clipping it onto something. I don't love that idea.
yeah, you don't need
It
to
doesn't
carry
sound
a razor.
safe.
But it's making. It sold $16.90.
Doing
That's
really
pretty
well,
impressive.
yeah.
It's made from copper. It looks attractive. It is machined with then no coat, and sometimes they're coated
Yeah.
to look silvery, and they peel. So the not so good ones will start to peel. You can tell
Yeah.
a little sort of finish comes off.
Okay.
All right, Twig,
Sure.
magnetic multi-tool.
With infinite gaming.
Infinite
I was
gaming.
very confused.
I have
I was
no
very
idea.
confused. And they talk about modular,
Right.
everyday tool
This
that
is
will
really
enhance your
weird.
RPG sessions. I'm like, what is happening?
I have no idea.
What are you selling me? And also, why are you selling it to
Right.
me?
I mean, am I going to IKEA? Am I going to game night? I don't know what's happening here.
All right, so here
we go.
What is it?
Explain it to me.
It's a modular magnetic multi-tool and gaming product, which sounds like a whole bunch of words thrown in the same
It's
sentence.
like a joke, right? Okay, so they've got a case. The barrel just goes on the outside.
Sure.
Then a bill clip where you put money. You can put money in there and roll it into the barrel.
Correct.
A game shaft.
With three
three
game
game rings.
That's a case we're out, and I'm like, guys, we're playing a role-playing game.
Right.
Right now. You have your dice, and Mike's like, no. You're like, well, I'm covered.
You
I'm
spin
good.
them, and I'm guessing it's like a D6, a
guess,
D20.
yeah.
Sure. Well, I don't know if you remember back in the day when I was foolish.
With the ring.
I bought all those rings, and you could spin the rings.
Spin the rings. Yeah, I've seen those before.
Okay,
yeah.
that must be what it is.
It was a bad idea. You can just use dice.
Yes. Yes.
And then you got a multi-tool and a hex driver.
Right.
Okay, I mean, this is just
So except for the game,
Weirdest
except
thing.
for the game shaft.
Right. This
it's
is
a
just
nothing to do with
multi-tool. It's
gaming.
like a weird little keychain multi-tool.
right.
Yeah.
This is very odd.
I
Even
love
the
this part,
multi-tool-
though. Go
Right,
down.
right,
This is
right.
great. This right here. Blah! Look at that glass. Blah! You didn't stand a chance,
Right. How many
glass.
times have you wanted to impale your Coke can?
Swallow it. I love it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Anyway, so yeah, if you go back up, then they show you what it can do. Right?
Nothing
So
dangerous at all about this.
It can pierce, slash, chatter.
It can chop. It
I
can
gotta
dice.
say
it
that
can
second
mince.
that second half though almost sounds like a killer would use it.
yeah.
You can pierce, shatter, slash. It's great. Right.
Yeah,
That's right.
It can melt flesh.
Jason and/or Freddy both use these.
It's intriguing, but yeah, this is a case of it's trying to be everything and will end up being good at nothing.
Right. I think it's very silly, but
Right, but
okay.
not as cool
How's it
as.
doing? I'm curious.
Oh, it's It's making
10 grand.
But from 73 people.
Right.
That's okay. All right. So
this next one, man,
this is the
one,
best.
This one takes the cake. The amount of guts, audacity that you'd have to bring this out. So, the first pocket chair in the world is absolutely not some random strap that they found lying around their house.
It's the first pocket chair in the world. I think we can all come out and say it. Not a chair.
No.
It's basically a large belt.
Right.
That you will sit. You will bring your knees into your body.
Right.
And you will ratchet this belt around your knees and back.
Yes. You will constrain yourself.
It will keep you from, I guess, going limp in the legs.
Also, here's what you want to do. You want to make it so that you are now immobile, right? Functionally immobile. And then sit on the edge of a cliff. That's a good idea.
No, that way if you roll, tuck and roll.
Tuck and roll.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're already tucked.
Yeah, because that way your skull can
Okay, joking aside, is there anything to this? In a sense
don't know,
of,
but we could try right now.
This is a strap. It's not a chair.
No, but I mean, does this?
They're saying that it takes some of the. It takes. It's even hard to even describe it. I think on an intellectual level, I
what's the
understand
point of a chair? So one, I don't have to sit on the ground.
You, right.
And so I sit there, but also my back.
Your back is supported.
There's no back support there, right?
The strap.
The strap kind of keeps you from. Yeah.
You're basically doing your own resistance.
It's really what it is.
Does that work?
You can weight train with your own resistance, so maybe.
It works the way that, one of Houdini's escape tricks work, yeah, but it's not a chair.
Look, they found this image.
Look, yeah, right?
That's an image from India from many millennia ago.
Also, that guy's not sitting in a chair. I think that picture is depicting something far different.
Oh, but the good news is...
It's good for mimes. The mime community is 100% behind this. Because it's much easier to mimic this than it is actually sitting in a chair. There, you got to do this. They just have to go.
I love this part.
You're saying the mimes aren't getting it.
Yeah.
They're mimicking it. They're miming this chair. And everyone who walks by, they're like, "Oh, the world's smallest chair."
It's really hard to pretend like you're sitting on a chair and you're not.
All right, folks. I know I got some other stuff that people sent me that we'll probably put in the next one. If you have something like this to show us, email me at tom@dicetower.com. Before we end today, though, and we're done, let's go through picks of the week. Mike.
You know what my pick of the week is.
I did.
Everybody knows what my pick of the week is. It's the 2 Viscounts expansion with the big box. I'm very excited about this. I'm hoping that this will be more of what I already like in Viscounts.
And also good for Shem Phillips. I mean, he has it down, and he's not just. He has like a battle plan.
Yes.
Like he has the next trilogy coming.
Yep.
And they got net titles and everything.
He's got the
one.
covers. I mean, he and Sam McDonald, who he works with now pretty consistently. You're right. They've kind of created their thing. They're a small. They still keep the DIY feel, but their products and their campaigns are run impeccably. I feel.
Yeah.
They come correct. I really like what they do. I haven't loved every game, but I've liked a lot more than I've disliked. That's for sure.
All right, Z.
I kind of went back and forth between a couple of things, but I think I'll go for that. I'm gonna go for that evil, like lots of minis one.
The Guardians of Fire one.
Yeah.
All right. Lots of minis.
Guardians of Fire. Yeah, it kind of looks neat. I'd like to try it and see what I think. Nothing is particularly catching my attention this week. But if they can make this feel different from a lot of the other miniatures games with, again, the sort of Persian trappings, then, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So that's my pick. I want to give it a go.
Mine's going to be Skytear.
Yeah? What game is that? Skytear, you mean?
Oh, why do I keep saying that?
I don't know, because you want to weep about it?
I don't know.
Skytear. You want to render the sky from itself. Right. Tear it up.
It looks like, anyway, I like the idea of there being 8 different decks and different play styles. So I'm hoping this one's good. It sounds good.
That sounds good, too.
It does, yeah.
I didn't put a poll up today, but here's the people's choice.
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
Viscounts. We don't need to vote on that.
Followed closely by the world's smallest chair.
That's correct.
I believe it's called the Sowa.
The Sowa pocket chair.
What does Sowa stand for? Is it like...
It's the sound you make when you sit in it too long. Sowa!
All right, and no, of course, folks, don't forget, you can, instead of going to the Sowa Chair, you can type in DicetowerKickstarter.com and back our Kickstarter if you so are inclined.
Hey, we're getting closer and closer to Essen, Tom.
What is Essen? Is Essen
290 maybe?
Did I say we go to Essen at 290?
Maybe it's 300?
I'm going to go change that. It's 300.
300, okay.
300, but that's still kind of close.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We would like to go to Essen this year. We did not go last year. That would be fun.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Well,
You can
by
see
this, I
us
mean
there.
we'll have a booth there.
Right.
And say hi to folks there.
I keep hearing about these twisty potatoes, Tom. I keep hearing about the twisty
First
potatoes.
of all, overrated. It's the ice cream dipped in sprinkles is what you want to get.
Okay, well, how about why not both?
I agree.
I agree with that. Okay. But first, eat the sandwich. What's the sandwich we always get there? Well, they have sausage sandwiches to die for.
Yeah, that's.
Who would think you'd get good sausage in Germany, right?
I tell you what, every time we talk about this, people in Germany are like, that's just street food. I'm like,
Yeah, it's
yes.
like, they're like, it's it's like convention food.
Yeah.
Your convention food is better than our normal food sometimes.
So the same thing happens here. Like people will come over here and they're like excited about going to Waffle House. I'm like, really?
I don't.
Yeah.
Are you sure that's true?
I'm positive.
Like getting elephant ears and stuff,
Dan Hughes acted like he had died and gone to heaven when he went into a Waffle
Well, I
House.
wouldn't base any scientific study on Dan Hughes and what he thinks.
Fair.
Alrighty, folks. Thanks so much for watching Crowdsurfing. We'll be back with lots of live stuff coming tomorrow. A few more videos going up today. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Mike DeLisio.
Have fun sitting down.